Dehydration is a challenge. Don't let thirst slow you down. Conquer it with Bam Bam.
You had the move. You saw the line, but it slipped. And they took their chance. Yeah, that hits harder than it should. But you're not done yet. So you reach for it again. That same sip that brings you back. Back up, back in, and now you finish it strong. Bam Bam, made to keep you in it.
बढ्दैछौँ हामी प्रगतिको पथमा हातेमा लो गर्दै समृद्धिको बाटोमा जित्नेछौँ हरेक बाधालाई छुनेछौँ हामी हर उचाइलाई हाम्रो माछा पुछ्ने ब्याग
माछा पुछ्ने बैंक लिमिटेड सरल उत्कृष्ट एवं विस्तारित. Dehydration is a challenge. Don't let thirst slow you down. Conquer it with Bam Bam.
You had the move. You saw the line, but it slipped. And they took their chance.
Welcome to day 2 of week 11 in the Nepal School Football League, and another important chapter awaits us today. Daffey'S take on FC Mount Kanjirowa, knowing that the pressure is mounting in their pursuit of a place in the finals. And here's the standing for us. LA Dragons top the table with 28 points. RBS Red Pandas second in the table, 23 points. Daffey'S and James Thunderbolts tied on points at 22 each. And at the bottom of the table, we can see FC Mount Kanjirowa trying to garner points, trying to accumulate points, and trying to get their confidence high.
LA Dragons played an amazing match today. 8-0 against Patsala Rhinos, taking them 5 points ahead of the second place RBS Red Pandas, who won their match to jump to the second place from the fourth place. In the third place today, David Daffey's one match still to play for them compared to all the teams on the head out for the top two. Gems Thunderbolts with 11 games played, 22 points on the table up for them. And look at the goal difference. The sheer number of goals scored by this LA side is just out of the world. Incredible. They just seem like a giant in the world of humans. 47 goals is the difference. 53 scored. More than half a century goals scored already in 11 matches. Incredible feat. And RBS Red Pandas +9, and DAV Daffey's and Gems Thunderbolts both have a goal difference of +14. DAV today have an opportunity to go to the second place. If they win today, they will have 25 points. If they draw, they will be level in points with RBS and will remain in the second place. Madhav?
Absolutely, Lakshman. Something that stands out, like you said, the goal difference and also the defensive. And LA Dragons, not only are they proficient at the attacking side, but they've also conceded very few goals, the best defensive side in the tournament. And this game has a massive consequence for the James Thunderbolt team, who are also vying for the spot in the finals. James Thunderbolt team, they have to win their games, and at the same time, they want the competitors to lose their game to book the place in the finals. And here are the 4 referees we have for this game. Leading from the front is Yubin Tamang, assistant referee Sukra Tamang and Bijay Batar, and our 4th official, respected Madhukar Acharya.
It's pouring out here, starting to rain a bit heavy. And DAV Daffey's take on FC Mount Kanjirowa. A must-win game for DAV Daffey's, and certainly a must-win game, especially for their confidence and to turn around this season for Kanjirowa as well. Arus and the goalkeeping role for DAV Daffey's, Ronis and Bikas. The defenders Sushant and Arav on the wing to support the centre-backs. Arjun and Rishan the pivot, and Prajul and Davis on the wings, attacking Rushan and Vedanta. I think it's Ronis and Rushan who are on the defensive side. Chandra will be leading this team as a coach.
And here's the starting lineup for FC Mount Kanjirowa. Usaj as the goalkeeper, Saugat, Kushal, Aditya and Rohit leading the back 4. Narvik, Sanchit and Shashwat in the midfield 3. Ansh, Sanjay and Prastav leading the front line. And this team is led by coach Rajiv Dhungana.
Expecting a good fight here. Kanjirowa in white and DAV Daffey's, Kanjirowa in red and DAV Daffey's in white today. Referees are ready. We are ready, players in the huddle. Just being sure about their final strategy. Rishant is leading, it seems. You can see both the teams. How important is the huddle, Madhav?
Very important. Psychologically, from a strategic point of view, the camaraderie, the clarity in communication provides the boost right at the start of the game. I take that very important for any game, for any project. You want to make sure your team is on board. You want to reiterate that final message once again, the message that's coming from the coaching team, led by the captain. So I'd put that as a very important ritual at the start of the game.
Here, FC Mount Kanjirowa will kick this off and we are on the way. Arrows will have no problem in this instance.
The second edition of Nepal School Football League Nsfl is brought to you by the Thunderbolts Development Center TDC and is supported by brands that believe in youth, discipline and national pride. We are delighted to have the support of our co-sponsor and education partner 360 Education, marketing and broadcasting partner 108, television partner Image HD, medical partner Helios Hospital, merchandise and apparel partner Phase Zero, mobility partner Photon, and banking partner Machapuchar Bank, along with insurance partner Shikhar Insurance and refreshment partner Bam Bam.
The team's ready now. Arrows lips it for his captain Vedanta. As you mentioned, Madhav, these goalkeepers have grown in confidence as the tournament has progressed. Meanwhile, here, we were talking before the kickoff. Two of the players of Daffey'S are in the top 5. Shot there! That wouldn't be a problem though. Ron is Chitrakar and Vikas Puri on the top 5 when it comes to goal scoring chart. Ron is number 5, Vikas in number 3. So they do have a lot of firepower in them.
Absolutely. Talking about goalkeepers, the goalkeeper for the FC Mount Kanjirowa team, Usaj Thapa, has been under microscope. He is a young, budding, talented goalkeeper. But there are a lot of areas in his game he needs to improve. Confidence, leading his box, coming in front whenever there is a necessity. And it's going to be a tricky game, particularly these games where there's a rain, downpour. It's going to be a very challenging task for the goalkeeper as well, to judge the movement of the ball, the speed of the ball, to handle the ball cleanly. It gets very slippery during these conditions. So it's an added pressure on him. But I'm pretty sure his team has, since his team has taken him on board, given him a lot of confidence, that tells us a lot about the quality of the keeper as well. Usaj Thapa, number 23.
Certainly, he was substituted out in the last match because he made a few errors. Opportunity here, and he was pulled back, the captain. This could be a yellow card. Rose is confused regarding what has happened. And the linesman is explaining the referee what exactly happened. He was pulled back. So that should be a free kick, I believe. Might as well be a yellow card because he was clearly denying the attacker of the clear goal scoring chance. Or maybe it is the opposite. That might have been an offside there. That wouldn't be a problem. Opportunity here. And Usaj collects it for now.
And you could already see Usaj Thapa, he collected that ball neatly. But one area, as soon as he collected that ball, he didn't look around the field to take a glance or a little of a vision of where his players are. He rushed and kicked the ball. As a goalkeeper, you want to make sure you know the positioning of your players, where the wingers are, where the midfielders are, and at times where your fullbacks are, because you might want to play it from the back as well. So that area, Usaj, he needs a little bit of work. He needs to scan the field before he kicks the ball. And as a young goalkeeper, I'm pretty sure that's an area he's constantly looking at. His coaching team, his teammates, they're constantly awareing. Straight shot, lack direction, and the goalkeeper collects that pretty easily. can see players having a little bit of a difficult time to control the ball, the wet midfield, the wet field in general. It's going to be very difficult for the defenders as well to make those tackles. You might mistime them and you might injure your opposition players and be cautioned for it. So as a defender, you need to make sure you don't rush your tackles. You read the game well. Don't take unnecessary risk. Play it very safe.
Certainly, you have to be very calculative about your decision. That is one aspect of football that is generally not talked about. Meanwhile here, opportunity. Pushes, comes forward, still with the white shirts here. I think it's Ronish who takes a shot, and it is struck too high. Goes on to hit the cafeteria of Gem School. But as you said, it is a very difficult situation when it's pouring like that. The field is wet. The ball gains a little bit of weight as well, which makes it difficult for players to control. Sometimes it gains a bit of a pace in it, even when you hit it with little power. Especially during the headers. I think you mentioned last week how difficult it might be for players to take on headers when the ball is really wet, because they are very young. It might even injure them. You'll have to be careful about that. Meanwhile here, Kanjirowa. What we've seen so far from Kanjirowa is all the season long, especially as we progressed through the weeks. They generally tend to play good games in the first half, especially in the first phase of the game, and then gradually tend to lose the tempo. They'll have to be careful about this in this match, especially with the likes of Ronis and Vikas on the side of Daffey'S.
Absolutely. You talked about the challenge for the defenders or the players when they're heading the ball in this wet pitches. It's about getting your footing right. When you jump, you want to make sure you fall safely. And that gets tricky at times. FC Mount Kanjirowa, they need to maintain their intensity throughout the 60 minutes. Looked like a decent opportunity. Good run made by the attacking player. It seems like he lost his balance right before he was taking that shot. And that balance is very important in these rainy games. You need to make sure you plant your foot well. Provide enough power behind the shot. Position yourself correctly. Technically correctly. And then only take the shot. Player number 3, the defender for FC Mount Kanjirowa, Aditya Khadka, a player that has really caught my attention, Lakshman. I think I mentioned this to you last time as well. It's like a very matured player, even though his team is not doing that well in the tournament, but he has definitely caught my attention. Player number 3, Aditya Khadka from FC Mount Kanjirowa.
Certainly. There are bright stars, I would say, shining stars in this side as well. They just need a little bit more of a polishing and maybe more training as a team that will help them understand game better, be ready for the game situation. And I think earlier chance the striker should have passed the ball. Opportunity here, Sanchit. Defender does well. Eventually Arus takes control of the situation.
Yeah, you can see Arush, the goalkeeper for Daffey'S, is a little bit more mature. You can already see he scanned the field right before he kicked the ball. That's a must for a goalkeeper. In these modern days, when we talk about playing from the back, sweeper keeper, the importance of goalkeeper as one of the outfield players, almost serving as an outfield player, where he kicks the ball, the direction, the control. Something we have talked very highly about the goalkeeper from LA Dragon. who does very well in distribution. So that's an area definitely these young budding goalkeepers can look into and develop over time.
Seems like Justin is not playing today, jersey number 10. He was injured in the last match for Daffey'S, which came in as a huge blow because they went on to concede the 2-0 lead and eventually lost 4-3. A devastating loss for them, especially given the context of the tournament. So one major player missing for them, but they do have a lot of firepower, as I said early on. A lot of weaponry in their arsenal. Jersey number 9, I think, scored a hat-trick early. I believe it was 2 games earlier. I'm not really sure about that. But he certainly did score a hat-trick.
Player number 3, Aditya Khadka again, taking that punt. Decent direction. Player number 17 on charge, pulls the trigger. Hits the crossbar or goal post. Decent shot. Great technique. Looks like it's been parried by the keeper. Goes for a corner. We talked about direction. We talked about distribution by the goalkeeper. That was a nice distribution by the defender. Found his teammate on the other side of the pitch who took that shot with a lot of confidence and direction and power. Not a great corner kick. Wasted opportunity, I would say. FC Mount Kanjirowa, they might be at the bottom of the table, but they look all right in this first 10 minutes.
That's the thing about them. They generally tend to play good in the initial phase of the play. And Hugo should have really gone for the cross, I believe, 2 times early on. Shot! And look at that! Oh my goodness me! An absolute banger from the left side. Arus was stunned. That was a stunner. Incredible from the lad, Madhav.
Absolutely. What a shot. What a heat. You talked about stunner. You're right. That's a screamer. Scorcher of a goal. Lasered into the back of the net. We talk about venom. That's a venomous shot. What a goal. FC Mount Kanjirowa, they've capitalized on their start. We talked about how they start these games well. And here's the result. Here's something they can brag about now. 1-0 within the first 15 minutes. Great start for FC Mount Kanjirowa. There's an injury, looks like, for their goalkeeper, Usaj. Player number 23 on the ground. Our medical partner, Helios Hospital. The staffs are immediately onto the field, taking care of our players. We place the safety of our players, the health of our players at utmost importance. And our medical partner, Helios Hospitals, are definitely doing that. You can see, and seems like Usaj is fine, is standing on his feet, seems to be breathing well and moving well. You can see that gesture he made to his players. And there's the corner kick coming on from the left-hand side for Daffey'S. On the play, decent looking cross. Cleared by the defender finally. Breathing space for FC Mount Kanjirowa. Nice looking ball, but the defender, what a nice tackle. You can see the defender utilizing his physicality and the speed and reaching to the ball before the attacker. Nice clearance. This is a great start for FC Mount Kanjirowa. But the question again is, can they maintain their intensity for the 60 minutes? It's going to be a big upset if the FC Mount Kanjirowa can steal some points away from the Daffey'S in the context of the tournament. I'm pretty sure the James Thunderbolt team, they're watching this game very closely. Lakshman.
Certainly. Rohit again. Oh, that was Sanchit, I believe. Yugal. And the keeper comes out to to control the situation one more time. But Rohit, judge number 14, the goal scorer, made a decent pass. A lot of white shots here. But Ushas makes a decent save rather. And a lot of frustration in this DAB side. But Kanjirowa, this was a decent chance. They'll have to be careful, the defenders. They're leaving 3 players behind and they do not seem to be tracking them well. Look at this. A lackluster defend them. They should have done better there. Also, Kanjirowa, they generally play good, and this is the kind of result they have been looking for throughout the tournament. And today could be the day where they take control of their campaign, especially up against this DAV side. They put them under domination, I would say, under a lot of pressure, push them back to the back foot. Kanjirowa, DAV are really struggling to find the fit in this match. This is the guy who scored the goal. We talked about how it was lasered. It was shot like a bullet and it went in like a racing bullet, as they say. Madhav?
It did. It was missiled onto the back of the net. Great technique, a lot of power. We call it a pile driver at times. Great strike by Rohit Khadka, number 44. And here we go again. Nice looking ball, but maybe a little bit more pace onto it. Very difficult to gauge the pace of the ball, to maintain the weight on the ball in this rainy situation where the rain and the reduced friction.
Up with the mark when it comes to the intensity, because not really pressing up high, and because of that it is being a bit easier for Kanjirowa to take control of the ball. One more time, Rohit. They'll have to be careful. Look at that. The intent is clear from Rohit as well, but what a tackle from the defender. Arav, good tackle from him. A last minute tackle, not a last minute tackle, or a tackle in a last situation, I would say. He's made 2 of those now. A corner kick for FC Mount Kanjirowa.
Here's the corner along the ground. Maybe trying to emulate the training ground trickery. Didn't work. Needs to be careful, the defender. The tackle that he made earlier, like I said, was great. But in this situation, in the D box, he has to be very careful, because if he mistimes it in the D box, it's going to be a penalty. But decent play by the defender earlier, and here goes the free kick for the FC Mount Kanjirowa team. A lot of intent, conviction, energy. And here it goes again. Direct hit. And there's a goal. We talked about capitalizing on this situation. The goalkeeper, very difficult for him to collect. And the ball slipped out of his hand. And the attacking player made most out of it. and a simple tap in. 2-0 FC Mount Kanjirowa. You can see in the replay, decent header, and you can see very difficult for the goalkeeper to cleanly collect that ball. Decent cross, nice header, a lot of power. And player number six, Nurbik, seems like the player. Nurbik Gimire with that tap in. Well, amazing start for FC Mount Kanjirowa. They're making sure their the starting energy, the intensity they usually display at the start, they're making sure it counts. And they have it on the book to display 2-0 within the first 20 minutes. Scintillating start, Lakshman.
Certainly incredible display of attacking football from FC Mount Kanjirowa. They haven't had much to defend for. And finally, the amount of pressure they've been putting in comes to fruition. Daffey'S, they're trying to go direct, not really combining a lot of emphasis on the front three, front four. So that might be the aspect where they have to change a bit of their approach. Maybe bring the wingers a bit, to their own half and try and go for the combinations, because it feels like Kanjirowa are outnumbering them in all phases of the play, all part of the pitch. Shot there! And it kisses the post, I believe. That was a decent chance. That is the danger, though, this Daffey'S side has. A lot of firepower. A lot of players who can score goals from any situations. So they'll have to be careful, Kanjirowa, because they've been through moments when they fumble their leads. But look at that. They're just playing a proper football, understanding when to switch the ball. Wingers are remaining really far just to make sure to be an outlet. Hugo again. Ronish. Well, Aros will collect it. But Kanjirowa are dominating now.
They are. Something is wrong. Something is off about this Daffey'S team today. Usually very attacking, high intensity team. But the chemistry is not there for display today. You can see they're missing on the second balls. Miss passing. And here we go, Nurbik, the goal scorer on the left-hand side. Player number 44 trying to capitalize on that pass. Back to Daffey'S. We're trying to stitch in a few passes here. And nice tackle. Kushal, player number 27. You can see he didn't go there with a lot of force. Timed his tackle perfectly. That's what you need to do as a defender in these tricky times, in these dicey moments. You can't go on the tackle with a lot of force. You have to be very controlled in your power. Daffey'S trying to build in play. And here we go. A lot of power on that ball. Goes straight to Arush, who collects that ball without any rush. And then kicks the ball. Again, straight to the FC Mount Kanjirowa player. Nice turn. And here we go. Maybe he didn't get right angle to hit that ball. Maybe was trying for a pass. Couldn't find his teammate. Here we go again. FC Mount Kanjirowa intercepting those passes. Here we go again. Daffey'S, they need to be a little bit patient or reorganize, recollect themselves. A lot of missed passes we can see. Trying to build play from the left-hand side here. Decent pass. And Ushas collects the ball cleanly. And passes it to the other end for his opposition number. I think what the goalkeepers or the teams have decided at this point is rather than playing from the back, here we go, a chance. Fumble by the goalkeeper. Ushers needs to be really careful. The Daffey'S know the weak point of his play, and they're definitely going to be trying to capitalize on that. A little bit of a fight, a tussle. I think the main referee was there, the same referee for the yesterday's game the game between James Thunderbolt and RBS, and I really like this referee. I don't know his name, Lakshman, you might need to remind me, but the way he conducted yesterday's game showed a lot of confidence, assertive nature, intervene whenever there was a requirement, sent his communication to the player very assertively. Really liked his body language as well.
Certainly, that is Yubin Tamang. He's been with Nepal School Football League since 2025, the first edition of Nepal School Football League, and because of his work, he's back again. That is John Witter, Technical Director for Thunderbolts Development Center. But what I've seen so far is, because Kanjirowa have gone with 4-3-3, we could see Daffey'S being outnumbered in the midfield. And if you look at the overall play, most of their attack has been developed through midfield for FC Mount Kanjirowa. They are definitely focusing on their captain Sanchit, who seems to be on top of his game today. He made that beautiful dummy run where he left the ball, turned around and was trying to whip in a pass there. There we go again. Looks very tricky. Understands the game. Generally controls the tempo of the game. Switches the ball really well, although in this situation, he couldn't really get the power he wanted. And look at that. Rishant now attacking. With 3-4 players. Rishant still goes for the shot. He had scored from a similar position, but it does not seem to be working out today for him. And the other part is, when they're defending, they generally seem to leave Sanchit right at the top of the half line, and because of that, they have been able to garner a few counter-attacks. So that is something Daffey'S will have to work on. And Daffey'S, they themselves haven't been able to bring in Vikas Puri onto the play. They'll have to do more of that. Meanwhile, here the play is down. And Yubin, it is the captain who's gone down, the talisman. But I've been talking about Kanjirowa's this approach since 2025, Madhav. We talked about how good they play. They have, the patches of play where they are really good. What they really lacked was the capitalization part. And today they have been able to capitalize on that. They are a good team if they could capitalize on opportunities.
I can definitely see the spark, like you said. There's talent in this team for sure. And they've been coached well. But maybe this win, they've capitalized on their chances this game, like you said. Maybe this win, if they win this game, will give them the much needed confidence or belief on their abilities. What happens sometimes is you have talent, but you don't get the reward, and that gets you frustrated. Maybe this game is the turning point. It's almost impossible for them to reach the finals this year. But this might be a nice spring for them to catapult into the next season with confidence and consistency, maybe, which is something they need in their game.
Certainly, Daffey'S now trying to weave in few passes, shot there. And keeper fumbles it. Oh, Ushas, unfortunate for you. But it's a shame. The way Kanjirowa are playing, everybody expected better from him. Young lad, I don't want to be very critical of him, but that was a bad blunder. Oh, lad. Jersey number 13, I think it's Davies, who scored for FC Mount Kanjirowa. He will claim the goal. For Daffey'S, but this could be the start of a comeback now. unfortunate, but you'll have to work on yourself in situations like this. You've been given a chance, and I do not think you'll get more Usas this time around. We're approaching the final few seconds of the normal time, and a big blow for Kanjirowa before the break.
2 minutes added by the match official on top of the regular 30 minutes. Ushas Thapa, he's a talented goalkeeper. We talked about him. He's young and budding, upcoming keeper for the FC Mount Kanjirowa team. But moments like this might define their careers as well at times. I'm pretty sure there's someone breathing behind his neck. The other goalkeeper who is waiting for the opportunity. So Ushas, he needs to make sure he utilizes on the confidence that has been shown by his coaching staff multiple times this season. It's a difficult situation, rainy days, tricky pitch, but that looked like almost a blunder, like you said. The ball bounced right in front of him, but he could have gotten himself a little bit bigger and maybe punched the ball away, parried the ball away for a corner. But instead, he sat on the back foot and he let that ball do the trouble for him.
And what this does is it blows his confidence off. The management team will have to think about this now. We'll have to make a decision. Ushas has never really looked that confident throughout the tournament. So maybe making a change could be a good approach now. That back heel pass, beautiful. Rohit goes for the shot. Arush makes the save. Hugo still trying to bounce on whatever was remaining of that save from Arush.
Right at the brink of the first half, the corner kick for FC Mount Kanjirowa from the right-hand side. Defender Khadka, number 3, one of the promising defender of this league, takes the corner. Headed away by the defender, still on the D-box. And here's the clearance. Player number 3, the defender for the FC Mount Kanjirowa team. And here's the long whistle by the referee that signals the end of the first half. What a first half we have had. FC Mount Kanjirowa 2, Daffey'S 1.
Certainly, Rohit firing that shot from the left-hand side, giving Arush no chance at all to start the scoring. And it is 2-1 by the end of this first half. 52% possession, 52-49 on favor of FC Mount Kanjirowa. 9 shots for both the teams. 6-5 on target in favor of Kanjirowa again. 2 fouls made by DAV. 1 corner kick for DAV. 4 for FC Mount Kanjirowa. This shows the dominance they've had. And no cards so far. 2 upsides from the end of FC Mount Kanjirowa, given that DAV are playing a high line. We'll come back with the second half. It is DAV taking on FC Mount Kanjirowa in Nepal School Football League 2026.
Eu vi você chegar na pista elétrica. Eu vi você chegar a faiscar. Eu vi você chegar na pista elétrica. Eu vi você chegar a faiscar.
laranja, caramelo, é tudo doce, é pura tentação. Gostinho de framboesa, vem cá, vem só provar. Jeitinho de princesa, deixa eu me apresentar. Me chama pra ficar, meu bem, me chama se tiver coragem. Me chama pra ficar, meu bem, desenrola, hein? Dos, 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 dos. Dos, 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 dos. Sou toda dos, 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 dos. Dos, 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 dos. Tipo chiclete eu me grudo todinha em você. Um vício, um gosto novo, me deixa derreter. Quero mais, eu quero bis, me liga amanhã. Beijo de bala kiss, sabor de hortelã. Me chama pra ficar, meu bem, me chama se tiver coragem. Me chama pra ficar, meu bem, desenrola, hein? Dos, 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 dos. Dos, 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 dos. Sou toda dos, 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 dos. Dos, 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 dos. Dos, dos, dos. Gostinho de framboesa. Dos, dos, dos. Quero de sobremesa. Dos, dos, dos. Gostinho de framboesa. Dos, dos, dos. Quero de sobremesa. Gostinho de framboesa.
Welcome back. Kanjirowa have stunned Daffey'S. They're leading 2-1. Substitution here. Jenem comes in for FC Mount Kanjirowa. What will this substitution mean to this team? It is pouring out there. You can see patches of water accumulating in the pitch. Makes it quite difficult for the ball to roll. And also for the players. Daffey'S is going straight and they score! Usas could not judge it correctly, and Rishant, the lad who scored multiple goals from such situations, scores again when his team needed. Look at that. Now this was a difficult ball to judge, especially when it's raining and it's hitting your eye. But you definitely expect better. Look at that. That is how you generally need to collect the ball when you're playing, when you're training a goalkeeper. That is how you train. He went with his hands faced upwards. Meanwhile here, the whistle has been blown. Madhav?
Great point, Lakshman. That 30 seconds of play, I think it's a clip that we can take out of this game and provide it to Ushaj. On the one end, Ushaj had a difficult time collecting that ball. Made a blunder, I would say. On the other hand, Arush collected the ball very safely. Here's the shot. And here we go. And goes for a goal kick. I thought that hit the target. And as signaled by the match official, is that a penalty? We can see that in the replay. Here's the shot. And looks like it's a goal kick. Did decent to stop that ball. And the ball hit by great power. Player number 17, Yogo. And I think it's brushed his shoulders and went out for a goal kick. That earlier, the difference in the way goalkeepers collected the ball on two ends. Great bit of clip, Lakshman. To train, to teach this young and budding goalkeepers on how to collect the ball, particularly these high balls. Here's the free kick from Daffey'S again, targeting Usas Thapa now. They know his limitations. They know his confidence has been shot down. Maybe there needs to be a substitution. I think, Lakshman, what's your opinion on this?
I like the fact that the management team, the managers are, holding their confidence in Usas, but I really do think Usas needs a break right now. His confidence is shattered. He has not been able to collect balls cleanly, especially with the rain. And I really do think he needs a break right now.
This is not the first time. If you remember, I forgot who it was against. There were two goals that were scored from the center, and Ushas was on the receiving end on both of those goals.
Right. I think it was BC Spania who scored from the goalkeeping, the goal line, let's say. And BC scored 2 goals from the kickoff. So that is something they'll have to be careful about. It's good to have confidence on the player. Do not want to be very critical of the lad. He's a good player. But given the context, he has cost Kanjirowa this lead, both the goals. So, especially with the likes of Ronesh, Chitrakar, they will have to be very careful because he's someone who could score a long ranger who specializes in those kind of situations, scoring long ranges. He's scored multiple free kicks and also multiple goals from the kickoff line. So, and also it's already 9 goals for him today in 11 matches. So he's a danger man too.
On point. We are not doubting the talent of the goalkeeper, but sometimes it's also the timing. And the team is already, they were leading 2-0 FC Mount Kanjirowa, and 2 mistakes by the goalkeeper, and they're down to 2-2. So these moments, it could also be a learning lesson for the goalkeeper, and you can do it in, proper way. You don't have to condescend on the goalkeeper. But the situation, I believe, demands the change. More assuredness required on the goalkeeping department for FC Mount Kanjirowa. But like you mentioned, we need to feel for Usha's Thapa. The situation, the rain, could be very tricky for any goalkeeper.
Also, he is yet to develop, I believe, in terms of his height as well. That might have also hit him. But Sanchit, what a player. This guy has been menacing so far. The brightest of the stars among both the teams this afternoon. Outside of the boot, passing inside, cutting in, dribbling away. Good run, dummies, good crosses, understanding of the game. He just have all of that. A proper player, the captain, Sanchit. And we could really see his game flourish today, especially in the rain as well. So that does tell a lot about the lad. Meanwhile here, Daffey'S coming forward with intent. Look at that. Jersey number 7, trying to beat the man. Something must have happened there. Probably a foul.
Absolutely seems like a foul, or maybe a handball. Usha's Thapa is 13 years old. Like you said, he's one of the youngest player of the tournament. So there's still a lot of growth that will happen on the physicality side. He's 5'5", but 13 years old. So he's still to get that growth spurt that usually happens around 15, 16. But the talent is there. We are not denying the talent, but sometimes the moment in matches and situation, you require that little bit of tweak. And that brings the confidence back in the team.
I think it's really about giving the player some time as well. Meanwhile, Sanchit, this is the lad I was talking about. Good opportunity. Look at that placement. Absolutely brilliant. What a finish. World class. Got an opportunity. A defender pressing him. And despite the pressure, that placement, that composure, that calmness, captain leading from the front. Captain for the lead. Incredible. Look at this touch. No chance at all for Arus. Brilliant. Absolutely world class. 3-2 for FC Mount Kanjirowa.
What a run. Captain Sanchit, Lakshman, you've been bragging about him. You've been raving about him all game. And there he displays that brilliance, that run, that movement, that first touch. And what a clinical finish. Almost surgical. And here we go again. Player number 19, Sanchit, the bright spark. On target. The goalkeeper collects it very safely. But you can see he's definitely a match winner for this FC Mount Kanjirowa team. Captain Sanchit, number 19. That was a great finish. Great run, great first touch. And absolute world-class finish, like you said.
The way he receives the ball, it almost feels like he already understands the situation. That is the difference between a player who has been training and who would not train, generally speaking. I want to toss back to Usas again. It is really about giving Usas a break, because sometimes when you are, Sanchit again goes for the shot, this time blocked. Look at the number of red shots attacking and the white shots defending. They look far and wide. Although this might be useful in attack, while defending, this might cost them, which is what has happened so far for Daffey'S. And another shot. Usas this time collects it. Good for the lad. Hopefully he can regain his confidence. What happens is, when we generally keep on making mistakes, our confidence is shattered, and even in simple situations, we tend to make more errors. So giving a break really helps you, reflect on what went wrong. Was it your judgment? Was it your movement? Or was it just the confidence lacking? So maybe Ustas himself can work out on that. And that is the reason I'm emphasizing on why he needs a break right now. But 3-2 for Kanjirowa, and they are back in the lead.
I agree. Substitution is not about, again, I said, it's not about humiliating you. It's not about judging your potential. Sometimes it's all about letting you reflect, giving you that breather of a space, because the game is so fast. Here we go, talking about the fast nature of the game. The ball on the opposite end. Will there be a connection? There was a connection, and looks like it hit the crossbar or the side post. Goes for a corner kick. You can see the dugout animated, lively and agile. They want the DAV team to come back into the game. What a nice passage of play. A lot of confusion in the D box. Nicely taken shot. Hits the frame of the goal. And here it goes, the corner from the left-hand side. Into the box. Decent contact. Is there a handball? Looks like there is a handball, and a penalty has been signaled by the referee. Oh, was it the defender? And you can see the players consoling the goalkeeper. Osaj back in the spotlight. Will he bring a moment of magic and save his team? Or will the DAV Daffey get back into the game with this goal? It's time for the penalty. Here it goes. The shot taken. What a save! We talk about giving confidence to the player at difficult times. And here is a prime example of what you talked about, Lakshman, earlier. Believing in the player. And he saves his team. What a dive on the right-hand side. Strong punch. Hats off to Ushas Thapa. Despite all the criticism, all the mistakes that he has made in the tournament, in the game, he saves his team in the critical moment.
Incredible. I was about to say before the penalty, it is the real test of character for Usas Thapa. And what a character this lad is. As you said, despite all the criticism, to stand tall, to back yourself. Incredible. Incredible from Usas Thapa. Credits where it's due. What a patch of play. That should have given him a lot of confidence, saving that penalty up against this DAV side. Incredible play. One more time on the attacking front. An advantage. This will give advantage to RVS Red Pandas and Gems as well.
Absolutely, both of those teams. I'm pretty sure watching this game with a microscope, very important for the RVS Red Pandas and Gems Thunderbolts for DAV to lose this game so they can be at the hunt for the top 2 spot. There's the corner kick from the right-hand side. On the plate. Punched by the keeper. Defender tried to clear it. And DAV Daffey is back in possession. You can see the tussle, fight. Captain Sanchit leading from the front, number 19. Trying to switch the play towards the right-hand side. Great intent. And here we go. FC Mount Kanjirowa showing their attacking intent for 45 minutes. They maintain their attacking intent. Can they continue for the last 15 minutes? That's been the question throughout the tournament for this team. Will they bring their consistency in the game for the whole 60 minutes? Or will this be just one of those games where they have shown spark but nothing to display at the end of the game?
2-3, the goal score line. DAV Daffey's, they lost the previous match. They lost the 2-0 lead and then eventually went on to concede 4 goals, only scoring 3. They're losing by 1 goal, 16 minutes. Still, for them to make a comeback here. But it looks very unlikely given the way Kanjirowa are playing. And especially if they do not make any more mistakes, it will be definitely very difficult. A mountain to climb. A Kanjirowa to climb, I would say. It's a bad joke, but a Kanjirowa to climb for DAV Daffey's. To fly beyond for DAV Daffey's. And today they look on point, Kanjirowa, especially with the likes of Sanchit. That was a bad tackle. The referee says all good. And I've also gotten a nod from Madhav here.
It was a clean tackle. Player number 44, Rohit Khadka, on that defensive action. I believe he touched the ball before making any contact with the opposition player. Rishant, number 17, about to take this free kick for DAV Daffey. Long free kick onto the 18-yard box, and here it goes. Looks like a whistle being blown by the referee. Spoils the party for the DAV Daffey's team. What happened? Maybe a handball? I think it was a handball during the control. Aditya Khadka taking that punt again. Defender for FC Mount Kanjirowa. Here it goes again. Aditya Khadka, number 3. Very mature, elegant defender. Tall and lean, has the physicality required for a central defender. And seems calm and composed for the most part. FC Mount Kanjirowa, it's also about managing the game now. They are on the lead, 3-2. They have the game under their control. Now they have to manage this final 15 minutes with caution, with a strategy, and with a lot of patience and composure.
And props to the coaching staff. They've done really well so far managing the game. They generally tend to outnumber the DV side in various sections and zones of the pitch. That has been the difference maker. And also their captain, I have to mention him again. He has been in absolute highest form of his game. It seems like he's in such a form that nobody or nothing could really stop him today. He's really showing the best part of an attacker. We also saw a defensive bit from him. Shot again! Make it 4, Kanjirowa! Incredible! Has it been taken down? Oh! Just like the coach, I've been mistaken. Madhav will have to explain.
I think it hit the crossbar. There was a lot of power and right direction on that shot. But I think it clattered the frame of the goal. Maybe the goalkeeper played his part. I have no idea. I have to see the replay, Lakshman. Maybe it was a fingertip save by the goalkeeper. Because it went for a throw-in for the FC Mount Kanjirowa. So definitely has to be a contact from the opposition player. But it was hit with a lot of power. Directed well. Again, on the other end, there's the action. Usas Thapa batted away for a corner kick. But seems like he got a lot of confidence after that penalty save. A miraculous penalty save. Here's the replay. Decent hit. And hits the frame. Did the goalkeeper make any contact on that? Here we go again. Looks like a toe poker to me. And here goes the corner on the other end. The FC Mount Kanjirowa players, they are giving up everything for the team. Every ounce of energy, every joules of energy. And here's the clearance by the defender again. Will FC Mount Kanjirowa manage the final 12 minutes and get those 3 points? Or will DAV Daffey, as they've done so many times in this tournament, come back and get some point out of the game? Trying to switch the play on the right-hand side. Too much for the receiving player. Even the coaching staff, like you, Lakshman, was stunned. Couldn't believe whether that ball crossed the goal line. We don't have a laser to sense whether or not that ball crossed the line. But definitely was a dangerous moment for DAV Daffey's. A toe poker. Captain Sanchit Nath Kongo. For me, so far, the man of the match in this game. Has shown a lot of brilliance. Controlled the ball. Brought his players into the attacking half. Taken shots whenever opportunity arises. And here's the substitution for the Daffey'S. Avinav comes in. Pretty sure Daffey'S, they know the vitality of this game, how important these points are in the context of the tournament. And for playing that significant final, they have on sight. So they are going to do whatever it takes from a strategic point of view. And here it goes, decent shot taken, but lacked direction. So the Daffey'S, they're going to do whatever it takes. Substitution, attacking players, risk to get something out of this game. I believe they are tied on points with James Thunderbolt at this point. Yes, 22 points for both James Thunderbolt and Daffey'S. Equal on goal difference as well, 14 and 14. So this game is going to have some consequence for the top 4 team. It's going to be very difficult to control this game in the midfield with the amount of rain we've had, and with the water patches, with the puddles in the field. So whichever team that gets a chance, they're going to take a shot.
This has been an incredible display of football from FC Mount Kanjirowa, both attacking and in the defensive side as well. 2 goals they've conceded. Oh! Yet this game, it is a proper thriller. And look at what it means to Chandra and the team. Chandra insisting, saying it's more, given the context of the tournament. But you know who they are? Daffey'S. What a goal, incredible. This time Usos did not have any chance. And this lad, I think it's Rishant who scored a goal. I'll have to reconfirm. But 2 goals for him already. Rishant Karki. Yes, it is Rishant. 2 goals in this match. Moves to 10 goals now in 11 matches. What might have happened? Was the goal cancelled? Oh, look at that! Incredible scenes here at the Sports Complex of Thunderbolts Development Center as we were reviewing the goal. I think it was Rohit who scored a second goal here today. It is 4-3. Or was it a own goal?
Nepal School Football League, like you mentioned, Lakshman, before, brings a lot of amazing moments within the game and in the tournament. And that is, again, one of those moments that defines the season, that defines the tournament for teams. As we were explaining the goal scored by Daffey'S, FC Mount Kanjirowa on the blinker scored an amazing goal on the other end, and here it goes, number 44. Trying to create that attacking opportunity again. Captain Sanchit fighting for that ball. And that was a close, I believe that ball pretty sure crossed the line, but was very difficult for the referee on the field to make the decision. I saw him communicating with the line. Mount Kanjirowa again on the lead. Daffey, they've been shot. They were flying like a Daffey seconds before. And then again, that goal might have killed their confidence again.
The mountains too high again for the Daffey'S. One more time. Mountains too high again for the Daffey'S. One more time. This time, it will be a corner kick. If you remember the match against Sagarmatha, FC Mount Kanjirowa went against them and they lost in a similar fashion. Redemption for them, for FC Mount Kanjirowa as well, and a must-win game, especially given the way they've been playing. And props to the coach as well, head coach. I think it's Rajiv Dungana, who has, well, there's a head injury there. Really hope he's fine. Everybody looking keenly. This is the medical attention from Helios Hospital. Kushal has been booked. for the tackle. Plays back in his feet, I believe. Oh, it was a high foot there. That was a yellow card for sure. But this has been an incredible match. And for Daffey'S, though, they're losing a second match in a row in a similar fashion. Must be devastating for them. If you remember the match against RBS Red Pandas, they wanted to lose in a similar fashion as a 4-3 was the scoreline too.
It was. If this is going to be a 4-3 defeat, back-to-back heartbreak for Daffey'S. And seems like the player is all right now, but like you said, that was a high. The boot raised too high by Kushal, the attacker number 27 for FC Mount Kanjirowa. And justifiably, he got a yellow card for it. Didn't seem intentional, but his foot was definitely way above the ground. And that could be dangerous. There goes FC Mount Kanjirowa. One thing they've done differently in this game is they maintain their intensity throughout the 60 minutes, which is something they've been lacking in other games. We know they're talented. We've seen that patches of brilliance in the games before. But in this game, they've shown plenty of consistency and to carry that stamina and energy throughout the 60 minutes. And the goalkeeper for the day, here's the direct hit. Venomous power behind that shot. Lacked a bit of direction. Player number 17, Rishant, looks like the player who took that shot. Was hit like a missile. And it goes. Attacking opportunity for FC Mount Kanjirowa. Player number 44, you can see the coach animated. Is going to be involved in every remaining seconds. He knows the importance of this win for FC Mount Kanjirowa. They might not play the championship game, but it's very important for their confidence, which is going to be carried on the next edition, the third edition, 2027. And here's the referee pulling that yellow card for Jenim, number 28. I really like the body language of the referee. He's very assertive. Explains the situation whenever needed. Does not let the players overwhelm. Takes control of the situation very well. As should be by any referee in the tournament. Jenim number 28 has been booked.
He's also been sent out for the time being. So Daffey'S, I believe. Was it a substitution? I don't think that was a substitution. So there are 10 men for now. Kanjirowa attacking one more time. They'll try to keep the ball away from their post as much as possible. It is a goal kick, as the referee Yuvin says. But a lot of credits to the coach as well. He has stuck to his plan since the inception of this tournament, and finally some fruition. The team is playing like how he would have imagined his team would play. And now Rishant, this is the man who's been on top of the game so far as well. We haven't seen Sanchit much involved in the latter half of the game, especially in the second half. We've also made a few errors as well. Here he is. Makes that beautiful pass, but it's too heavy. Eventually, the Red side get it away. Final 30 seconds remaining now of the normal time. Daffey'S, it is the battle against time now. One goal here would change a lot of things for them. Good opportunity, but Usas. A good display of defensive cohesion there from this Kanjirowan side. Everybody while defending like a unit. And coach really happy today. I'm also happy to see him win. Because of the way he plays, I really like him as a coach, Rajiv Dungana. 3 minutes has been added on. Daffey'S against the time. They will need 2 goals if they are to win this match. They will need at least 1 if they are to draw here today. If they draw, they will be level in points with RBS Red Pandas. If they lose, they will go back to 4th place as Gems and the Bulls will climb back given the goal difference. Davey now.
Absolutely. This final 150 seconds, I would say, very crucial, particularly for Davey Daffey. And here we go. Ushas has been doing really well after that penalty save. Seemed to have fumbled a little bit, but finally grasps the ball with his both hands. Shown a lot of improvements. Looks like his confidence definitely has accelerated a bit. And here we go, Sanchit, trying to switch the play as he always does, with a lot of elegance. Looks like a player with great technicality. Here he goes. Player number 19, the captain of the FC Kanjirowa, player Sanchit Nath Gango. FC Mount Kanjirowa will try to slow the game now, and here's the substitution. Player number 14, Abod, comes in for player number 6, Nurbik. I'm pretty sure the instructions are clear from the coach. I'm pretty sure he's one of those extra bodies in the defensive box, trying to get those clearance, the headers, trying to help his team navigate and go away with a win. Here it goes. Decent looking cross. Cleared by the defender. Davey Daffey'S lurking again on the left-hand side. Here it goes. Long clearance. Player number 44. Will he connect? He will connect. And that's that slow goal finally. And that's almost a game winner. 5-3 for FC Mount Kanjirowa. The rain played its part. You can see the celebration from Rohit, player 44. He knows now it's an impossible comeback for Davey Daffey. Here it goes. Provided a nice direction. The goalkeeper was confused whether to come in front or stay in the back. He came in front, but not decisive enough. And player number 44 places it perfectly towards the right side. And FC Mount Kanjirowa with a comfortable lead now. 5-3, almost a game for them now. Lakshman.
Certainly. That strike, the 5th goal, a touch. Arus did had a fingertips in it, but that slow, painful journey towards the back post for Davey Daffey'S, perishing any hopes now. 5 goes to 3. 2 goals. Something miraculous will have to happen. I don't think that is possible given the context of this match. What a game from Kanjirowa. A much needed win for their confidence, for the school as well. But on the other side, devastation.
Absolutely. Elation on one end, devastation and misery on the other. That is what this game brings. There has to be a winner and there has to be a loser in this game. And today, FC Mount Kanjirowa, they've done enough, I believe, to take 3 points out of this game. They've been, attacking-wise, they've been solid. There could have been few improvements on the defensive end, but they won't care. What counts is the goal. And there it goes again. Captain Sanchit from the left-hand side, trying to take one more shot. And I'm pretty sure the match official is looking in his watch, and here it goes. The final long whistle. The dreaded whistle for the Davey Daffey'S. And a happy whistle for FC Mount Kanjirowa. You can see the high fives, the handshakes, the jubilation, the elation, the players congratulating each other. They won't go to the finals, but this is a much needed win for their confidence, for the next stage, for the next tournament. And I think we should give a big shout out to Ushas Thapa, the goalkeeper of FC Mount Kanjirowa. He's faced a lot of criticism, made few blunders in the game, but again, what a save that was in the important stage of the game. And here's the final statistics. 54% possession for FC Mount Kanjirowa, 23 shots, 15 on target versus 14 for Davey Daffey'S. Very close on the number of shots and shots on target. But what counts is the number on the pink on the top. 5 goals for FC Mount Kanjirowa and 3 for Daffey'S. The final scoreline 5-3. Thank you for tuning in.
Eu vi você chegar na pista elétrica. Eu vi você chegar a faiscar. Eu vi você chegar na pista elétrica. Eu vi você chegar a faiscar.
And the 360 man of the match goes to number 44 of FC Mount Kanjirowa, Rohit Khadka.
Welcome back once again. Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nepal School Football League, where talents meets opportunity, and we're just done with our second match of the day between FC Mount Kanjirowa and DAB Daffey'S, where FC Mount Kanjirowa were able to secure their second win in this tournament against strong side DAB Daffey'S, and we have already got our MVP of today's match, Mr. Rohit. First of all, congratulations on winning MVP.
Thank you.
How are you feeling after that amazing goal, amazing performance by your team?
राम्रै थियो होइन गेम जित्यो यस्तै हो
सो आजको यहाँको टिम पर्फर्मेन्सलाई चाहिँ यहाँले के भन्न चाहनुहुन्छ कस्तो खेल्यो जस्तो लाग्छ टिमले
राम्रै खेल्यो जस्तो लाग्छ सबैको मिहिनेत ले आज रङ देखाएको छ
सो आज यहाँहरू र डिएबी डाफेज बिच चाहिँ गेममा सबैभन्दा ठुलो डिफ्रेन्स चाहिँ के थियो जस्तो लाग्छ यहाँलाई
चेन्ज इन स्ट्राटेजी अफ आवर टिम द्याट्स अल
सो डिएबी डाफेजलाई चाहिँ यो टुर्नामेन्टको ठुलो जायन्ट नै भन्ने गर्छौँ होइन सो उहाँहरूको विरुद्ध आजहरूले यहाँहरूले कसरी प्र्याक्टिस गर्नुभएको थियो गेम प्लान अनुसार कतिको खेल्न सक्नुभयो जस्तो लाग्छ
गेम प्लान अनुसारै खेल्यो हो हाम्रो कोच हल्का बिरामी नै हुनुहुन्छ उहाँले धेरै राम्रो चाहिँ ट्रेनिङ गराउनु भयो पछि यस्तै हो
ओके सो यहाँलाई त्यो लास्ट गोल चाहिँ यहाँको 2 गोलमध्ये सबभन्दा फेभरेट गोल चाहिँ कुन थियो अनि यहाँको लास्ट गोल पनि आज गेम डिसाइडिङ गोल नै रहेको थियो सो कस्तो थियो त्यो गोल कसरी डिस्क्राइब गर्न चाहनुहुन्छ
बुम गोल ब्याङ
ओके द्याट वाज इन्ट्रेस्टिङ रियाक्सन सो एनी मेसेज टु यर फ्यान्स सपोर्टर्स के भन्न चाहनुहुन्छ
किप सपोर्टिङ अस वी आर टिम एफसी माउन्ट कान्जिरोवा थ्याङ्क यू
Okay, thank you so much for talking to us. All the best for our next match.
Thank you.
So he was our MVP of today's match, Mr. Ashwin, I guess. Now we have another player from DAB Daffey's. आज यहाँहरूको लागि चाहिँ disappointing game नै रह्यो. So what went wrong today जस्तो लाग्छ?
I think we were pretty weak on the backside. Sushant had debuted his first game, and I think he was very nervous. And yeah, I'm sorry for our fans, our supporters. We're sorry for disappointing you, but hopefully we come back stronger.
Okay, so did you guys expect this kind of game from FC Mount Kanjirowa today?
No, they played pretty well. Last time when we played them, they were very weak. Not weak, they were very good, but this time it was very unexpected that they were playing better than we expected them to. I think we were I think we were a bit overconfident, and yeah.
Okay, so before the match, what was the biggest instruction given by your coach today?
Yeah, I think it was pretty clear that defense should not take any risks, and attack should focus most on pressing, build up. Yeah, and we couldn't do that, and I was pretty hopeless when we went down and we couldn't score more.
So, according to you and your perspective, what do you think in which aspect DAV Daffey's couldn't perform well today?
Yeah, I think the attack, because the attack was pretty weak. We took many shots, but I don't think they were very well. We were even in our box. We made pretty bad mistakes, and yeah. But we will come back better.
How important was this match for you and your team today?
Yeah, it was very important because Gems had lost as well, and this game would have given a very big boost, and we just couldn't deliver, and yeah, we are very disappointed. I don't think we'll get a better opportunity than this.
Okay, so despite the loss, what positives can you take from today's match against FC Mount Kanjirowa to your next match?
The thing we are very overconfident because we're the only team that beat LA Dragons, and this is a very good news. But yeah, we just can't perform when we need to perform it the most. Like previous games we had with Rato Bangla, we just couldn't perform very good.
Okay, so any message to your fans, well-wishers, and DAV School's supporters?
I'm sorry for disappointing you all on behalf of our team, and hopefully we'll come back better, and we will.
Thank you so much for talking to us. All the best for your next match.
Thank you.
So he was the player from DAV Daffey's. Now we have another player from FC Mount Kanjirowa to talk more about today's game. Hi, how are you feeling?
I'm fine. Feeling nice.
So how would you describe your team performance today?
Team performance, hard work गरेर जित्यो.
After back-to-back loss, यहाँहरूले चाहिँ आज जित्नु भएको छैन. I think after 4 loss, back-to-back 4 loss, आज गेम जित्नु भएको छ. ट्रेनिङ कस्तो रहेको थियो?
ट्रेनिङ त अब त्यही हो एज युजल राम्रै थियो ट्रेनिङ पनि कोचले पनि सपोर्ट गर्नुभयो त्यही हो
Okay, so as a big side, DAV Daffey'sले फेस गर्नुभयो र उहाँहरूलाई एकदमै राम्रो पोइन्टले जित्नु पनि भयो होइन सो कतिको प्रिपरेसन डिएभी डाफेजको अगेन्स्टमा चाहिँ यहाँहरूले आज कस्तो गेम ट्याक्टिक्सहरू प्लान गर्नुभएको थियो सबै एक्जिक्युट गर्न सक्नुभयो कि सक्नु भएन जस्तो लाग्छ
हजुर हामीले त सबै एक्जिक्युट नै गऱ्यो कोचले भने जस्तै खेल्यौँ भनेको जस्तै गऱ्यौँ ट्रेनिङको मेथडहरू युज गऱ्यौँ त्यही हो
ओके सो यहाँको टिममेट्स चाहिँ आज कोचले चाहिँ एकदमै राम्रो पर्फर्म गर्नुभयो जस्तो लाग्छ यहाँलाई
आज अब एउटा त छैन सबैले राम्रो गर्यो सबैले हार्डवर्क गर्यो त्यसैले जित्यो
सो यहाँको स्पेसली आई वान्ट मेन्सन किपर फ्रम यर टिम होइन आज उहाँको पर्फर्मेन्स चाहिँ कस्तो लाग्यो
किपरले पनि नसोचे जस्तै राम्रै सेभ गराएको थियो पेनाल्टी चाहिँ अब किपरले पनि आज धेरै मिहिनेत गर्यो
ओके बिफोर कमिङ टु दिस म्याच होइन टिम मेन्टालिटी कस्तो थियो ड्रेसिङ रुम कस्तो थियो यहाँहरूलाई के भन्नुभएको थियो कोचले कस्तो भयो जस्तो लाग्छ
ड्रेसिङ रुममा त कोचले आज पोइन्ट निकाल्ने हो जसरी भयो भने जित्नुपर्छ आफूले मिहिनेत गरेर खेल भन्नुभएको थियो
Okay, thank you so much for talking to us. Any message to your supporters?
Nothing.
Okay, thank you so much for talking to us. All the best for your next match.
Okay, thank you.
So he was another player from FC Mount Kanjirowa. With this, we have come to an end of today's post-match presentation. We'll see you guys next week. Till then, keep watching Image channel and Nsfl YouTube channel.
Sete belo, eu quero todos. Meu Deus, tantas opções. A caramela é tudo doce, é pura tentação. Gostinho de framboesa, vem cá, vem só provar. Jeitinho de princesa, deixa eu me apresentar. Me chama pra ficar, meu bem. Me chama se tiver coragem. Me chama pra ficar, meu bem.
Thunderbolts Development Center, Mr. John Witter, welcome.
Welcome. Nice to see you again.
So how are you feeling?
Well, a bit wet, but exciting game at the end.
Okay, I want to ask some question about this match to you. So Rohit is named as MVP of today's match, right? So what impressed you the most about his performance today?
Hey, football's a wonderful game, isn't it? You know, if you looked at the the two sides at the beginning of the game, you would have said, Dav, certainly. Hey, but the end result, and it was fantastic. The three players up front were just superb, just absolutely superb. They ran, they caused problems. You know, it wasn't pretty, but hey, they got the goals in the end, and that's it. That's what counts.
Okay, so what do you think was the biggest difference between FC Mount Kanjirowa and DV Daffey's games in today?
Well, the thing is, they were let back into the game by obviously two goalkeeping errors. So Dav came back into the game, and then all of a sudden it turned the other way again, and really against the run of play. At half time, Dav came out, and they were full on. And they got to get back to Tool, and it changed again. So hey, that's what I said. You never know. You never know.
Okay, so sorry. Okay. Sorry, talking about FC Mount Kanjirowa, after their back-to-back losses, they win against DAV Daffey'S today. Yep. So I want to talk about their games. What do you think? What went right today, perfect today for FC Mount Kanjirowa?
Well, the thing is, they battle, and that's what I said yesterday. If you battle, and it's and you create space, and you get that movement, and the three players up front today, I thought the 19 was exceptional, the captain, and. He caused them problems. Every time he got the ball, he was causing them problems. The 44 done the end business of it. And the 17, don't leave the 17 out of it because he was causing problems on the right-hand side as well, getting in behind. Unfortunately for him, the puddles stopped the ball to flow for him a couple of times. But that's what I said, they got three exciting players up front. All right, they lack ability in the middle of the park. Defensively, they got a centre-back that does all the work for him, and he covers up, clears his lines well, good in one-on-one tackles, and that's it. And that's what won them the game today. Scrappy, it's ugly at times, But hey, they done the business, didn't they?
So now let's talk about first match of the day between LA Dragons and Pathshala Rhinos. How do you describe that match?
Well, it was a bit one-way traffic, wasn't it? Like, we knew that, from the beginning. And once the first goal went in, and that was it. You could see the heads dropped. We're not going to get out of this, and the goals just flowed on from there. And LA, they've got some quality up front, and also the number 3 who plays at the back from, who then ventures into midfield, and he ventures in late, probably just outside the box, like a midfield player, an attacking midfield player. He scored 2 great goals as well today as well. So the number 3 for them is just superb.
So yes, for Pathshala, what do you think? What went wrong today? Where did they lack today?
Well, let's not take nothing away from them, but you have to do a comparison of ability, individually, and look at the two sides who they're playing. It's hard. It's always going to be hard. But I've always said, if you're fit, you're strong, and you match them one-on-one, you got a chance. And that's, in the last game, that's what happened. Basically, that's what happened. In the game against LA, unfortunately, that didn't happen. You're passive, you're giving them room to play in. They got quality players, they sneak in front of you and they score goals. And that's it. And they got that ability to score goals. We've all seen that. I think it's the second time they scored 9 goals. So there you go. What does that tell you?
Okay. So in today's tournament, overall 4 teams, which player impressed you the most today?
I would have to say the name, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but the number 3 for LA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought he was absolutely superb. Plays at the back, slowly ventures into midfield, and he slowly gets up the field. And no disrespect to the opposition, they allow him to do that. They don't apply any pressure back, so he's been given that opportunity to get forward, and he does that, and he scored 2 goals from it. But he had to take the initiative, he had to take the intelligence, he had to make those decisions, and that's what I liked about him today. And he's good at reading the game.
Okay, thank you so much for talking to us, John. We'll see you next week.
Love to see you next week again. Okay, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
So he was the technical director of Thunderbolt Development Center. With this, we have come to an end of today's post-match presentation. We'll see you guys next week.
Desenrolar, dos, 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 dos. Dos, 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 dos. Saltada, dos, 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 dos. Dos, 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 dos. Tipo chiclete, eu me grudo todinha em você. Vício, gosto novo, me deixa derreter. Quero mais, eu quero bis. Me liga amanhã, beijo de bala quis, sabor de hortelã. Me chama pra ficar, meu bem. Me chama se tiver coragem. Me chama pra ficar, meu bem. Desenrola, hein? Dos, 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 dos. Dos, 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 dos. Saltada. Dos, 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 dos.
recinto eu paro pra sentir saudade. Não sinto nada, passei de fase, cheia de sede, boca seca, doida pra bater a nave. O DJ chama no grave. A pista vai para quando a vaqueira chegar. A pista vai para quando a vaqueira chegar.
Chegou e a arena já ficou pequena. Com a bota ela sobe a poeira do chão. Enquanto ela desce, desce, desce como um rabetão. Chegou e a arena já ficou pequena. Com a bota ela sobe a poeira do chão. Enquanto ela desce, desce, desce como um rabetão.
Não quero mais saber de nada, só pegação e revoada. Eu me encontrei na bagaceira, sou vaqueira desgarrada. Não quero mais saber de nada, só pegação e revoada. Eu me encontrei na bagaceira, sou vaqueira desgarrada. A cada curva do recinto eu paro pra sentir saudade. Não sinto nada, passei de fase, cheia de sede, boca seca, doida pra bater a nave. A pista vai para quando a vaqueira chegar. A pista vai para quando a vaqueira chegar.
Chegou e a arena já ficou pequena. Com a bota ela sobe a poeira do chão. Enquanto ela desce, desce, desce como um rabetão. Chegou e a arena já ficou pequena. Com a bota ela sobe a poeira do chão. Enquanto ela desce, desce, desce como um rabetão.
Não quero mais saber de nada, só pegação e revoada. Eu me encontrei na bagaceira, sou vaqueira desgarrada. Não quero mais saber de nada, só pegação e revoada. Eu me encontrei na bagaceira, sou vaqueira desgarrada.
Eu vi você chegar na pista elétrica. Eu vi você chegar a faiscar. Eu vi você chegar na pista elétrica. Eu vi você chegar a faiscar. Todos vão querer dar um passo nessa dança até amanhã.
Sete belo eu quero todos, meu Deus, tantas opções. A caramelo é tudo doce, é pura tentação. Gostinho de framboesa, vem cá, vem só provar. Jeitinho de princesa, deixa eu me apresentar. Me chama pra ficar, meu bem. Me chama se tiver coragem. Me chama pra ficar, meu bem. Desenrola, hein? Dos, 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 dos. Dos, 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 dos. Solta da dos, 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 dos. Dos, 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 dos. Tipo chiclete eu me grudo todinha em você. Um vício, um gosto novo, me deixa derreter. Quero mais, eu quero bis, me liga amanhã. Beijo de bala kiss, sabor de hortelã. Me chama pra ficar, meu bem. Me chama se tiver coragem. Me chama pra ficar, meu bem. Desenrola, hein? Dos, 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 dos.